And that's where it comes back to the live feed. It has to be said, because if you are going to have a full disclosure of what has happened, you're going to have to provide some way of watching the show 24/7. I wonder, do they know that they're not being watched? Because I felt like during Series 10, when they didn't have really a permanent 24-hour live feed, there was a situation where essentially, I think somebody came in, it was Carly's boyfriend, I forget the guy's name, the millionaire, Kenny Tong. Kenny Tong came in, and I think he told everybody, look, you're not on TV now. Nobody is actually seeing you, so if you want to kind of chill out a bit, like, go ahead, be our guest or whatever. But
yeah, again, on the Big Brother's bit on the side last night, Ben made a good point to say, unless you've been in the house, it's just, you can't even describe certain situations and certain thoughts that go through your head or whatever. And I'm sure, it's okay for us to say it or whatever, but on the inside, if you're dealing with 10 people or whatever on a daily basis, that especially celebrities, because I think more so with them, you have all sorts of backgrounds. You have actors, musicians, entertainers, people who are used to being in the public spotlight. For them to be in some way have the on switch turned on and to be on, let's put it that way, 24/7 must be a bit grating on anybody's soul. I mean, if you're trying to be yourself, like I'm sure Bobby is trying to do, and maybe others too, certainly others actually, but to see them have that work, I hate to use that word, but they're turned on to perform still, and I'm sure that does grate you down some bit, and there's only so much of that you can take when people are performing for the cameras and so camera conscious. Imagine the amount of stuff that doesn't make it. Like you said, you're not on TV.
Absolutely, we're so missing out. Now, of course, Bobby is turning it all around. As I said, my perception of the guy, he's going to be the wallflower. We're not going to see anything from him. All it took was that vocal outburst, and suddenly people are saying, save the guy. So we are in a bit of an ironic situation, I think, because for so long we called for vote to save. People on forums talked about how this could really save the show. If you had a situation where you're not trying to evict the common person that usually would get evicted, as in the usual person that would typically be gotten rid of, there's usually a formula and you can kind of see, well, it's going to be that person. Occasionally you might be wrong, but in general I think the evictions in a sense have been quite predictable recently. It's changed now, vote to save, but I think it might save Bobby. But unfortunately it's not going to do much good for the show, because either way we're getting rid of Sally or Kerry. As I said, I think Kerry, of all of them, could be chopped. We wouldn't really notice a whole lot different.
Yeah, if there was one I had to pick of the three, I would certainly say Kerry would be the one to go, not to save. I think the other two definitely have a hell of a lot more to offer than she does, unfortunately.
Absolutely. So I think eviction predictions is where we could go right now. Of course, 3 people up for eviction, in a sense being said, well, you're gone. If you don't get enough votes on that phone line, then you're not going to be saved. So you're looking at Sally, Kerry, and indeed Bobby, of course. I've already counted him out. He's not being evicted. He's got to be the star coming up for at least the next week. But of those 3, as I say, it's disappointing, and I was very disappointed when I saw those 3 names initially announced. Of course, it was Kerry who picked them, it was all a big mess, because it was like that situation again where somebody you don't want to go is in the firing line at such an early point. And when Kerry came out of that diary room more or less saying they're going to hate me, well, they didn't actually, which was interesting. They didn't really react to the diva thing. They reacted more to those names that she picked. And I think Kerry v Sally, that's another thing that could go on. I think that's where it is now. I think that's where the battle lines have been drawn, and I think it's between those two. Now, are people going to pick up the phone to save Kerry?
Well, it just gets back to where we are, I suppose, with the show. If we were back on Channel 4, I think. See, I don't know how it is in the UK, and you said the viewership is still quite strong.
It is, yeah.
So from this point, from where we are, you can pretty much take us out of the equation in Ireland for the lack of coverage it has at the moment. But I think the general public kind of have a soft spot for her. I think a lot of the hardcore fans for Big Brother would probably not be too pushed about seeing her go and keeping Bobby and keeping Sally. If I was to put money on it, I would probably say, unfortunately, I think Sally might be the one to go.
Yeah, I actually was going in that direction. I think Sally is a big possibility. Again, maybe there would be more people out there to pick up the phone for Kerry, even Bobby, than there would be for perhaps Sally. Again, I'm not from the UK, so I can't really speak from people who live there as to whether they would know Sally Burkow or not, but I certainly had never heard the name before, hadn't seen the photo shoot in the tabloids, but then why would I? It would be, I suppose, kind of a UK government thing, and probably, we wouldn't have heard too much about her here, but she's a headstrong character, and if they're going to have an entertaining series, they need her in there. I don't think they need Kerry. So in a sense, I would say Sally would go, but Kerry probably I would prefer to see go in an ideal situation. Now to go to your comments, we will discuss that more, of course, in a minute. You're watching Big Brother Bites Back. Indeed, our attempt, us two, at a Big Brother discussion show, and we have a Skype line as well. If you want to join us live here, video or audio, we can full screen you on the webcam, just like the bit on the side, but we don't have the mannequins.
We don't
Mannequins
have the
with the heads.
I mean, that would be amazing if we had the mannequins with the TV monitor heads. That would be absolutely incredible. You could certainly replace me, no problem with that. Good to see the viewership has picked up. It's actually doubled since we kind of came on. So for anyone, and there we go, another person joining the party. But yeah, do, if you have just joined us recently, Skype in. Like we said earlier, you don't necessarily have to have the video Skype on. We can just listen to your voice and hear your opinion, and don't be shy about it, because we are kind of new to this as well, so we're probably all over the shop, being our first time attempting anything like this. So apologies if we are, and if we're not, hopefully we're tying you over for a couple of hours before you get your fix of the on live or no live feed, just the edited down 1 hour.
The real deal, as they say. All we've got to go on, the old 45 minutes at night. It's good. I'm not going to knock them. And we probably have come off as being Channel 5 knockers and maybe live feed obsessives. But, hopefully if people listen to everything we said, they'll know that we do like Channel 5, and thank God they brought this format back. Someone said maybe it should have rested for a while more, but I'm happy to have it, don't get me wrong. And I think everyone feels like that, again, to say we're not trying to kill the thing.
Summer just isn't the same without it, really, is it? Especially on this side of the world. I don't know, maybe some people would disagree with me, but yeah, unfortunately. I was going to say something there now about something, but it's gone.
Chat room comments. We have 44 viewers joining us live. That's good for the first night. Happy with that. And don't forget our YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/Big Brother Bites Back. Now there you will, later on, find 15-minute segments from this particular broadcast flung up on YouTube. And of course, all of this broadcast will repeat constantly here on this live stream channel. So maybe we are in some ways providing a live feed of sorts, and every time we come on, those hours of stuff to play out will increase, and hopefully we'll maybe do it again very, very soon. So let's go straight to your chat room comments. Johnny D, Big Brothers drip on the side. Othie, the brilliant thing, the ratings are strong with a live feed and coverage in Republic of Ireland. It would have been a lot stronger. It should have proved to Channel 5 that the format is far from dead. Sad BB Addict, don't think Sally will be too sad about going. 100k for her charity, and I guess we have to look at things like that as well when we think about it. Unhappy BB fan, that's me, blocked on Facebook. Have Channel 5 been attempting to get rid of you? Maggie says something has to be announced, though soon, if they want to keep viewers for that normal show. And Flipside says, I see Channel 5 are employing their version of cleansing on their Facebook page. Didn't someone say this was against Facebook's T and C's? People are getting annoyed about this because they're being silenced, you know.
You wouldn't blame them. I mean, it's only right, you know.
Absolutely. A stench in a house. We're not being ourselves. We're playing to the cameras. We've done it all tonight. The script is just down there. But no, on that, and that's actually a great place to go. So indeed, a good segue, if you like, for that next topic that